Welcome to Beyond the Blueprints. I'm Jason Smith, and this is More Than a Home. This is a special edition where we sit down with custom builders here locally and talk about the builder and the stories behind the homes that they build. And today we're at Summerfield Farms here in Summerfield. Behind us is the market, the barn. This place is really cool. If you ever get a chance, come out and check out Summerfield Farms. But we're sitting here now with Don Mills, the Don Mills Builders. He's a staple in the custom home building community in the northwest Guilford County, especially, and expanded areas as well. But Don, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the business and kind of a little bit about your company.
Okay. Well, you know, out of high school, I went to work in the coal mines in West Virginia, and luckily, at a young age, making a lot of money, hated the job. And early 80s, they all shut down, and I had family in the framing that were framers and had to get a job somewhere. I went to work with them, and I loved it. And, you know, after struggling up there trying to keep work, I moved here for work and been here ever since.
Yeah, and talk about your business. It's truly a family business. Obviously, with a net, helps you with selections and kind of running the business somewhat.
I have Annette. Annette runs the business. Runs the selections, and then I have my nephew Lee Whitt, who is also a licensed contractor and has been was a framer, worked for me for 8 years, and then became a builder, and still my superintendent. Been with me for about 10 years. And then I have Ivy as my sister-in-law, who runs my office, QuickBooks, and all that stuff. So I'm pretty well set that I can just concentrate on customers.
That and playing golf, and
play golf once in a while. And
favorite hobbies, playing golf and watching West Virginia athletics. We're just talking about that.
Hope to see them win this afternoon.
So Donnie, tell everybody about your background in building. Is a little different than a lot of builders in that you framed for many years. For many of these builders, even some of them, I guess, and then before you started your own journey into custom home building, correct?
Yes, it was 28 years or something like that I framed houses and worked for some of the bigger builders around. Framed some of the largest houses in the state, maybe the largest house for years, up in Kernersville. Just, you know, the thing I noticed most about, I was surprised most by in my early years of framing, was how many of the builders didn't know anything about building a house. They were just businessmen. They depend on the subs, and you know, and that's the way they get their house built. They write checks and hire good subs. So that was a surprise to me early on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one of the things you're real big on, I know, is not necessarily all the bells and whistles, which are important, but you really are real cognizant of what's behind the walls and the structure. That's real important to you when you build a home. I know I've heard you tell that story a million times.
I tell it to customers all the time. Anybody can put lipstick on a pig. It's what's behind the walls that'll keep it looking good. Mm-hmm. You know, your structure and your foundation and windows are real important. You know, but everything throughout, and mainly the framing, is very important.
Yeah. What's one item that you would tell home buyers they should not cut corners on when building homes?
The bones and nuts and bolts, the bones of it, the structure, the framing, the windows. You know, that's what's going to keep it looking beautiful. And you know, like I said, anybody can make one look really pretty. You can go in a lot of the manufactured homes, and they're beautiful, but go back 10 years and look at them, they're falling apart.
Yeah, good point. What is one item or one of the coolest features you've ever built? I know you've got quite a few because we've been a part of them, but what's the coolest or most unique feature you've ever done in a house?
Everybody knows it'd have to be the grocery door, and I invented it. Costco's trying to take credit for it, but I can take them to the very first house that I know of that ever had one in it back in 2009, and I've gotten a lot of publicity from that little grocery door that puts the groceries from the garage into the pantry.
Yeah, that's true. What about, I remember a house where you built the wine cellar going down the stairs into that concrete room below the
We've done that
foundation.
a few times.
You've done that, and then you built a room for a gentleman years ago that was kind of like I don't know if it was a safe room or what, but and what I thought was cool about it, it had like an exit in case you ever got stuck in there and the door's locked or something, you could get out.
Yeah, we
and,
did.
I mean,
we did all concrete, fireproof. This guy was a prepper for, you know, Russia invading us, and
Yeah.
we put a toilet in it, and
he was gonna hunker down.
It's still there. It's a hunker down room, and you know, and it's got the air conditioning. It's got its own water supply, and an escape to get out of it. It's kind of wild. It's different, but I build what people want. I don't build what don't necessarily have to be something I want. I do what they want.
Yeah. What's an upgrade in a home that you think adds a lot of value, long-term value, for a buyer? What's something you would recommend? So, you know, we talk about a lot of times like pot fillers, and I know they look good and all, but
I
to a
don't
builder,
like 'em.
builders think, oh gosh, a future leak or
Yeah.
a plumbing issue. But what's something you think that is a value for a home buyer, maybe?
Windows are a big deal. I only use Pella, and you know, like I say, the structure of it is don't cut back there, and but the features, you know, flooring, windows, cabinets. Obviously, you don't want to cut back on your cabinets either. They need to last.
Yeah. What is if you could tell everybody what now? I mean, I need to preface this question because I know there's some answers you cannot answer probably, but what's one of the strangest things that's happened on a job site over the years? You've probably had some doozies. I could probably tell a couple, but I'm gonna let you.
You can remind me. I've had some big ones. My wife had a, you know, but I think, like I said before, I think the strangest thing for me is how little that most builders knew about building houses when I started. That was one of the, you know. But as far as customers, I've had some strange things.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, if you want to reach out to Don, well, a couple things. Don's built with us in many neighborhoods, and he's currently in Riverside, Pemberley, Manderley. He'll be joining us soon, hopefully, in a couple new custom projects we have going on. And Don's been building for a long time and builds a fabulous house. But if people want to find you and talk to you about building, they may have their own land or other opportunities. Where can they find you, and how do they reach you?
Well, you know, I have a website that my girl maintains. It's don@donmillsbuilders.com is my email, and then donmillsbuilders.com's website, you know. And
what
then
about your number, phone,
my
cell phone?
phone number, you know, is 336-362-1777 for, you know, for a direct call to me.
Yeah, and guys, if you're interested in building a home, Don's a great choice, and he's been doing it a long time, and he has a lot of experience and can share with you lots of things that sometimes people may not think about when they're laying out floor plans or doing things. You're always good for offering suggestions based on experience.
I tell people when I first meet them that my job is to advise you. I'll build you anything you want, but my job is to advise you, and I try to advise people of not doing things that I think will really hurt them on a resale. Like I've had customers that want to put their master on the second floor and no master on the first. And in one of these big custom homes, to me, that would be just a kiss of death when you go to resale. Yeah. So even if you don't want a master on the first floor, make a bonus room, make something down there. I did one in a neighborhood a few years ago, and they didn't want a master on the first, and we actually made a game room out of it, put the master bath and everything in there and plumbed it, and then hid all the plumbing in the walls. We had it where when they get ready to sell, they can call me back and I can put that bathroom in for them very easily.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks for joining us. And if you want to catch other episodes of Beyond the Blueprint, you can go to triadnewhomeguide.com, and we'll catch you next time.